Hey folks, how y'all doing? Kunal here, Bulls on Wall Street. After this crazy down day, we finally had kind of the oversold bounce that we were looking for. There was a Federal Reserve thing going on at 2 p.m. and whatever they must have said, um, looks like it was pretty good. So the market was really kind of grinding up pretty much all day, anyways. You could see we were in a really nice, easy trend, and higher highs, higher lows. And then we did have a shakeout. So after every time the Fed meeting's always at 2 o'clock, you always get the shakeout, and then we ramped back into close. I also was shaking out a couple positions as that's typically the juice. But otherwise, the trading was good. Market's up 2%. We did okay in the chat room. I was up almost 4 grand or whatever. But mostly we were playing these oil stocks and things of that nature. That's one of the things that was good to see today. Even though oil didn't bounce that much, we saw tremendous runs in these oil stocks. We've been playing this one. We caught almost the freaking bottom of the stock to the penny line. We've been trading back and forth the last couple of days. I think I've traded this LNCO like 50 times, but really huge bounces. Uh, it it's easy to always want to short these things. I had my roommate tell me, it's like, oh man, I just want to short this thing now. But you got to think about where these things have come down. The 20-day moving average, which is kind of like your kind of first level of resistance. You're still far away from these things for some of these stocks. So can they fade off? Sure. Oil didn't really get much of a bounce anyways. But we do have potential upside just because of how much they've fallen. And there was some nice volume thrust in them too. We were in this EMES in the morning. I totally fludged up this trade. We caught it almost at the bottom of the day. And I sold it for like $2 and I ran like $5 more after that. It was a little bit of a faux pas. But it's good to see these things go. We've had a lot of fun shorting them, so now it's time to, flip them back the other way. But the action was really good. So even before the Federal Reserve stuff came out, the action's just been great. We caught this Russell, down the other day like 185, and we hit it again a couple times today. I still got this on the watch. It's got probably a little bit more upside. If you get another gap up and a run, maybe it gets to 4 or 5. Then I'll be looking at this RUSS for a potential bounce, which is the opposite of this Russell. This is the bull rush, Russia daily bull, and this is the bear. So if the bear gets down into the 20s over here, we'll have a really nice potential bounce. So keep an eye on these. You can use the RSX as really kind of that's like the underlying ETF that these things follow. So you can see if this thing's up 10%, these 3X ETFs going to move 30%. It's not for the faint of heart, but they sure can move. We traded this Russ into the close today for like a scalp, and we had like this little trend break over here, and we caught a couple bucks on it, and they move so fast. Like it's literally it went, and 15 minutes later it popped 10%, and then it just drops. Freaking 20%. These things are wild. So if you trade it, really be measure your account size and stuff like that. Like when I bought it, I bought 200 shares. Like when we bought this Russell RUSS today, I got at the opening range breakout at 290. I had 4,000 shares, and when we hit it again, I had 4,000 shares. So it's like you're not putting too much money into these things. They'll have enough volatility where you'll make money just by the percentage moves. The Cuba, a lot of people are looking to short this thing. It did have a fader today. These type of things can get giddy for a couple days. So, obviously it's probably going to come back down to $7 or whatever. But, it already gave back a good chunk of it. So, I'd rather see, if I'm going to short something like this, I'd rather see it run for a little bit. But, watch, if it taps back into 10 and fades, then you have a kind of a double top. And you know what? If it busts through and really gets going, I won't be afraid to long this thing either. NPSP, I really like the daily chart on this one. I think this one's got kind of a 40 magnet on it, but love the daily on this. Had this huge pop and then just consolidate all day. I wouldn't be surprised if the thing just runs out the get-go tomorrow. BCEI, so out of all these oil stocks, this one actually, it's its first day up, and so that's good. Like a lot of the ones we've been playing, like Lion and LNCO, they're on day 2 and they've already popped like 40%. So this one has a little bit more upside to it. VIP is a Russian stock. It's a telecommunications company. It's still pretty close to its bottom, so we'll watch this one for potential bounces. Yeah, SDRL still coming off a bottom. I think this one's got a couple more bucks in it. GLNG, same type of deal for longs on day trades. We only had day one of the move today, so with follow through the market and the commodities markets, this thing can go. Taser looks like it's want to take out this 25, so I'll be watching, really any good intraday setups to see if we take out these highs. INFN is right at the sweet spot. So if we see some weakness at the open tomorrow, first couple candles or some type of sideways consolidation, I'll take it and look for a rip over the 15. NOAA has already started its bounce over here, but you can kind of see this 20 spot's going to be key. If you get that, this thing can really get up in a hurry. MBT, it faded back a big chunk of its bounce, but I think this one does have more upside in it. CYBR, nice little coil pattern here, held the 50-day moving average, breaking over its trend line. Like that. And then I'm watching this access. I got an alert down here if it gets close to the 50-day moving average, but I like this for possibly, kind of a breakout pullback play. Yeah, SR, I tried to crack today, but no go. It looks like it'll probably have a little bit more upside in this, but at some point we'll be trying to short this thing. It might have a push to 10 bucks or so. Not this one. I'm watching like all these IPOs, like HDP, Momo. See, they've had multi-day pullbacks, eyes, multi-day pullbacks. Awesome market with there's some spec money going in. We want to see these IPOs going, and if they do, they're going to really make some hot moves. HESH, after this big earnings pop, you've already retraced a good chunk of it. Any type of weakness tomorrow, we get back to the bottom of this breakout bar. I mean, you're going to talk about a really, really nice reward to risk ratio on that. And then Russ, once again, this one's not for the fate of heart. I didn't even, I wouldn't even put a proper alert in our chat room for this one. I'm like, guys, I'm looking at this because it's one of those things, man. You just know that some jackass can buy 1,000 shares and just get smoked out his whole account. I took 200 shares in this. Like, it's not something where you can just be all in on it. So that's it for now, guys. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm on screen share all day. I got my trading platform up, and I'm looking at charts and I'm talking people through stuff. I got a video. I made a video of me trading today. I'll put it in with the blog, so you guys can check it out and see what we do on the Bulls Vision. I will see everybody tomorrow. Take care.